Hi guys. Well, I felt it's time to share something. I've been observing, you could say the rhythms, which we also know as the frequencies. The rhythms we go through as we go deeper and deeper and deeper to our, well, nothingness, the source zero point, I always call it, where there's only peace and balance and no anxiety. It's just so calm and it's a beautiful place. And I wish for you all to be there in every breath. But while I was going consciously deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, just tuning into the rhythms, the frequencies. The last frequency I experience before I'm just, you know, pure awareness, peaceful awareness in that center, deepest center within. That let's that frequency, that rhythm, it's well almost the same as the large intestine meridian rhythm. So maybe if you're new to the channel, you don't know, but I started studying shiatsu, the meridians, etc., the elements, back in 2002, I believe it was, and um, and I learned that the element system within the meridians all have their own song, all have their own frequency, all have their own rhythm, and and the large intestine, the frequency of the large intestine is almost similar, well, like 99% similar. There's just this um, as the deepest frequency I experience before I just land in that stillness of peace and just being that awareness, you know. So I decided to share for the ones who are not familiar with meridians and the rhythms, that the frequencies that flow through those meridians. And in the now, to me, there are no meridians, but they are mineral pathways connected to the element structure, the organs within those elements, and the emotions that are connected to it. And that element system as a whole is connected to past lives, perspectives we experience when we are working through a program that is connected to the moon program, and galactic lives, aspects, beings we experience when we work through the programs. And those are sun programs. And of course we have the earth programs, and those are the emotions. And the programs are in the organs. That's how I have experienced it. The body is the instrument, the portal, and all is within, nothing is without. Yeah, now I'm drifting again. So we experience like three perspectives every time we work through a program. And that program is part of an element, and an emotion, an organ, etc. And we can reach that program in a very fast way and open that program in a very fast way if we become aware of emotions or the physical um, discomfort we are experiencing in this now moment, and just know what element it is connected to and what organ it is connected to. So it's just like a map. It's like a map you can use to demagnetize, programs in a very effective, simple, easy way. But I've talked about it before. And I talked about it also on the community page here on YouTube. Someone asked me a question about Cassiopeia and the construct and the galactic dimensions in this construct. And I gave her my answer, and I decided to share the answer because I feel it can bring forth some clarity for some of you out there. So if you're interested, just go to the community page and there you can read it. And I've decided to share my Q&A answers on my community page here on YouTube. Well, if the answer I feel is something that needs to be shared with others, because it may assist, in a way. So And where was I going? Oh yeah, with the 3 perspectives we go through if we work in a program. The moon programs, the past lives, the illusion of karma, and the sun programs, the galactic, and the illusions within that, and the shattered soul pieces, the aspects, which is all, it's all within. We don't have to search for it outside ourselves. We don't have to go into a light temple somewhere outside ourselves. No, it's all within. And yeah, and once we have woven through those layers within the program, and we've, you could say, opened the pathways, the mineral pathways, it demagnetizes in the center of our nothingness, our source, our awareness. And in that moment, we see through the eyes of Polaris, you could say, right into the void, and illusion disappears, and we remember a power, a source power that was already within us all that time. It's just because we remember, it becomes active, but it was already there. Yeah. So is there anything more I want to share about that subject? Well, just no, don't get lost in all the narratives, because it's so huge now. All the narratives, AI consciousness is also, celebrating big time, and just, there are so many fake narratives also, and profiles out there and videos. So remember, just observe. Don't get lost in it. Don't identify with it. Just see it for what it is. It is a narrative. And if it brings clarity, well, But even then, just, detach from it immediately and don't get lost in it. Yeah. Oh, and the latest video of Lalita and I guess you have all seen it because the most of you who are following my videos are also watching Lalita. If not, just go to, I will place a link below to her latest video because it's a very interesting video. She did some great research about the blood types, and but also don't get lost in those stories too. You know, I'm an O positive. That's my blood type, O positive. And in the video was shared that A positive attracts a lot of narcissistic men and violence. But I also, you know, and I'm an O positive, I also have attracted so many violent and narcissistic men. Well, that learned me that I needed to set boundaries, you know. So it was also a gift. But that's with everything. But that is because I have my Nessus asteroid programming in my first house. So even though I'm a zero O positive blood type, I also have experienced narcissistic, violent men and abuse, etc. in this incarnation. You see, so they're all narratives. So just observe and then detach, you know. Don't get lost in it. Just felt like sharing that because there are so many narratives online in this moment. So much distraction. And the only thing you have to do is get inside yourself because it's all there. All there. Yeah. So enough said about that. If you're new to my channel and you are interested about, well, the three perspectives I talked about before, and you know, the mineral pathways and the elements, and diagnosing yourself so you know how to work with what element, I share on my website a free what's a 1, 2, 3 step program. A very easy way of, well, demagnetizing your programs while working with the body instrument and the element landscape within, the organs, the emotions, etc. So maybe it's something for you in these crazy, crazy, crazy times. Yeah, the last phase we are in. Well, let's get back to where I started with, because I'm drifting again, as always. I was talking about the frequencies I have been observing while I was going deeper and deeper into my nothingness, my 0 point, the peace of the source awareness. And the last frequency was like 99% similar to the Lord's intestine, meridian, rhythm. So I feel it's important to share because there's so much anxiety at the moment. I'm receiving a lot of questions. That's why I have decided to do a Q&A just for a donation of only €5. You can ask your question and I will give my answer through a spoken MP3 recording or a video. So because there were so many questions and I can respond to some of them in a video, but not all of them. So I received a lot of questions. Well, they were not really questions, but you were just, a lot of you were like, I have so much anxiety, and it's like I'm being on edge all the time. And so I want to go into that in this video, how you can calm your system, your electromagnetic field, your whole system, with, first of all, um, connecting to the rhythm of your large intestine, because it's the rhythm that is 99% similar to the last, you could say the deepest frequency rhythm I experience when I, become that formless awareness, in that peaceful nothingness, in that. So well, enough said about that. If you're not familiar with it, the large intestine, and the best entrance point you can use is the large intestine acupuncture point number 4, because it's you become familiar, you align to that, that low, deep, what is it, 7 hertz a rhythm, that low frequency, that deep, calming frequency. You get familiar with it, and you calm yourself. And it's important you get to know that low, deep frequency. We don't want to be in a high frequency, we want to be in a low, deep frequency. So you have your hand here, you see, and the large intestine runs from here, the side of your hand. You see the side of your hand. Can you see it? The side of your hand, and then you have the bone, where the 2 bones come together. Here, where the 2 bones come together. Yeah. And then you go into this direction with your thumb, the side. So the side, and the direction is you press, you could say, to the center of your hand. So it's just, you just make a little round movement until you feel you have entered, trust your knowing, trust your knowing. I'm looking in the wrong direction. There you are. So trust your knowing. And just make a little round, and okay, yeah, I feel a little hole in the bone. And just make sure your thumb is like this, not like this, not like this, but like this, And you don't have to press very hard, but just a little bit. Give it some pressure, and you can feel it, because most of you it will feel very painful. So and just go sit with yourself, and let go of the pressure, but just keep your finger on it, to the center of your hand. Just keep it on it, and just relax and go sit with yourself. Just close your eyes and just breathe into it, and just observe what you're feeling. And at some point you will hear the song, frequency, rhythm, how you want to call it. And it's a very slow, it's like a kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. It's a very slow and deep rhythm, the large intestine. And so at the same time, and do it with both hands, every day. Just when you're sitting, or, when you're lying in bed, or just, get familiar with it. And at the same time, the emotion that is connected to the large intestine is letting go, is letting go. So, it makes sense, of course. We let go, we detach from everything, we let go of everything before we can enter the nothingness, source awareness space within ourselves. So it's only logical that the the large intestine frequency rhythm is the one I felt as the last one before I become that nothingness source awareness. It's the deepest within. So that's a very important one for and also for the anxiety, because you need to detach and let go. So give this beautiful point, the large intestine, for um, a lot of attention, and get familiar with the rhythm within that mineral pathway also. Yeah, so felt like sharing that. Another thing, it's also when you have diarrhea, the large intestine 4 is also very good when you have diarrhea, or how you call it, the other one, the opposite one of that, diarrhea, and you have constipation. If you have constipation, or you have a headache, you have pain in your teeth, nervous system, it's good for a lot of, it's a very beautiful entrance point for yourself to calm yourself. So just, you know, that one. And then there are 2 exercises when I was still very much out of balance and not constantly in my 0 point. I experienced also, that those moments of, being on edge, and just, feeling everything, and um, well, you know what I mean. Um, picking picking up on everything, you're like this. Well, you know what I mean. So there are 2 exercises. One is to calm down immediately the whole, how you call it? How do you call it in English? Your spine. Yeah, your spine. Um, because it's like, especially now with all the, the frequency wars going on, if you're not in that, if you cannot manage yet to be there in a constant state, you experience that, you experience those frequency attacks. And well, it causes also inflammation. Just make sure, but I know the ones who are watching this already drink enough purified water. So that's important. And but you can find it on my website also. I also have the things I use to make sure my physical body stays in good health also. You can find it there also, so I don't have to talk about it here. So the first exercise is when you have a headache and you feel it stuck here, and you feel it's painful here, and your whole spine feels so tight, and you feel tight in your skin, and it's like you're on edge. That's the first one I'm going to show you in a few minutes. And the second one, it's when you're in your constant thinking, when the energy goes in the wrong direction, the energy, you could say the earth element, the earth energy, the body is our portal, everything's inside of there, it's our instrument. And if we look at the landscape, you could say a system of the elements, the earth element is the most important. It's the centered element, and it contains like 60-70% of that system. So, you know, more than half. So, and it's all about here, about the thinking, about the monkey brain. So when you get lost in thinking and repeating and a lot of dreaming and worrying and you know that kind of anxiety, not just but that kind of anxiety. It's more of the anxiety of the head, and the other I talked about before is more like anxiety of the nervous system. And so if you have that anxiety of the head, you know, worrying and dreaming like crazy and not knowing where to go, and well, your mind is driving you crazy. The direction of the earth energy is going in the wrong way. It's going upwards and it needs to go down again. And there is just one exercise I started doing. I started doing in 2003 for the first time. And when I did it for the first time, it opened my belly, you know, my emotion center. And I've been crying and crying. So much just, you know, because I was not in my body, I was constantly out of my body. So it helps you ground into your anchor of your source awareness, your center that leads you to your void source, you know, awareness. So that second exercise is all about bringing the earth energy, you know, turn it around, the earth energy back into the earth. So your mind calms down and literally everything just goes away. It calms immediately. It calms everything. And so I've been doing that exercise ever since 2003, and I do it every night before I go to sleep. Every night. Every night. Yeah, every night. It's a great one. So it's important to share. So just a moment, I will pause the video and I will get back to you and I will show you the two exercises later. Here I am on my futon. Well, the first one I want to show you, it's for the nervous system, you know, when you feel you are on edge, the whole body, you know, jumping out of your skin and, you know, calm down the nervous system. Probably you have already done at some point this exercise, just, you know, intuitively, not aware of the power of it. So, well, it's very simple. You just lie down. Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me. Okay. You lie down like this and just your knees, your legs go over your head and your knees land on your knees, rest here on these 2 points. Here, you rest your knees. That's very important. And your, well, see how far you get, because in the beginning, maybe you're too on edge and you cannot manage to, you know, do the whole exercise, but just, you know, repeat, and do it through the breathing. So don't overdo it. Just, you know, when you breathe very deeply in your lower belly, you will get deeper into the exercise eventually. So don't overdo it. Just give yourself the time you need and the repeating you need to get fully into that exercise. Yeah. Come on, get out of the way, my lovey puppy. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just okay, you can see it. Yeah, I have my comfy trousers. Oh, I love my comfy trousers. There we go, just like this, and then you see.
And on your forehead, hi, your, go there. Hmm. And while you're lying like this, you can also, you know, this area, like this, just give yourself, so, yeah. And keep in that position as long as needed, you know. If you need it for 30 minutes, you stay in it for 30 minutes. If you need it for an hour, you stay in it for an hour. If 5 minutes works, 5 minutes is enough. You know, it just, you will feel it. It pops open, and then the spine, you could say, frees itself. It frees itself, and then you can feel it going into all directions. And then you can relax again. It's like all the frequencies that were bombarded at you, that you know, overactivated your nervous system, your spine, and locked itself into your spine and your skin in a way, you know. It just, it frees, and it just leaves your system. It's wonderful. Just do it if you feel that. And the other one, there she goes again. The other one, yeah, this is my lovely, hi, yeah, okay, look, hi. She wants to be in the picture too. This is Tonia. Yay! Go now. Yay. Okay, and this one. I talked about it, well, the being on edge, but in your head, you know, the monkey brain. You know. Just, and then the earth energy is going in the wrong direction, is going up, and it needs to get down again. So I've been doing this since 2003, every night before I go to sleep. Because if you do it, yeah, I don't wear a bra, as you can see, but you know, it's not good for you. And I see it now. But um, where was I going with that? Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you do it on your bed, because in the beginning, it's if you do it for the first time, it can be painful. And you just put some pillows here in your back. It's more easy to start with. And you just, when you go lie down in this position, first you do your arms like this, you know, behind your, can you see it? It's so much sun here. Behind your head, no? And then it's like that's, you take it from the upper heater. I call it the upper heater center, the upper heater. You take the upper heater energy, and then you take it to the middle heater energy, and then you do your arms like this next to your body, and to the lower heater energy, and then it just anchors into the right direction downwards into the earth, and it leaves your system, and your mind calms down. Yeah, so It's funny to see myself in these comfy trousers. Okay, just like this. And then first you do your hands like this. And then you do your hands like this. Oh, Tonia. And then you do your hands like this. You see? And you do it as long as you can, because in the beginning it's it's difficult, but just keep repeating and train yourself, because it's you're gonna give yourself so much calmness and peace if you start doing that exercise every night before you go to sleep. You get in such a calm mind space. It's easier for you to enter the nothingness within yourself. So that is why I decided to share these 3 very important. Well, for me, they were very important on my journey. And so, well, work with it. Maybe. Well, I'm sure it will assist you. And remember this one, the large intestine. Get familiar with that frequency sound, that rhythm, that very slow it's very slow. They all have their meridians have their own rhythm, own frequency. If you have the gallbladder, if you press on the gallbladder, this is just an acupuncture point of the gallbladder. If you press on the gallbladder, it's like pew 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 pew. It's very pew 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 pew. It's very pew 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 pew. It's very present. It's a very high tune, and it goes very fast. So it all, but we don't want that. No, we want slow and deep, and we want to detach and let go. So just give yourself this present, and give yourself the present of calming down the nervous system and jumping out of your skin. Just get comfortable in your skin again and calm your mind. Yeah, calm your mind in this crazy time we are in. Yeah. Well, hope it helps. Much love from me to you, and much love from my little Tonia. Yeah. Bye. And Marley, but Marley is my old dog. He's sleeping, he's chilling. Bye.